Greetings and salutations. Today we'll take a look at the Monarch Kit from RS Drums. So this was the second kit that RS Drums sent me when I contacted them about a little bit of a collaboration. The first was the Fairview kit, which I put out last week, and honestly I love that plugin. That plugin was fantastic and I wasn't sure if they could top it. Did they? I'm not sure. There's definitely things I love about this plugin compared to the first one, little tweaks they made to things, but I'll be straight up and say I did struggle a little bit to get this to sit in my mix. The toms I love. I think the toms, the kick and the cymbals are a massive improvement on the Fairview kit. I struggle with the snare sound. I don't know if it's just the snares that they, sampled or what, but I had this problem with the snares either being too ambient or too sort of flat, like dead, and it's just, I really struggled to get these sitting in my mix. I sent it to, my brother and some friends to listen to help me out. But for some reason, I just struggled getting this to sit in my mix properly. And I don't think that's an RS Drums thing, like an RS Drums problem with this plugin. I think it's a me problem. I mean, admittedly, not every single plugin that you use is going to suit you perfectly. What works for some people doesn't always work for others. Now, I think this is honestly I won't swear, but it's a damn solid plugin. I love the changes that they've made. So the overhead, close room and far room mics now have a spread knob instead of a panning knob. They have a spread knob, which actually spreads like the sound out further, like the stereo sound of it out further, which is really good. And they've also given you an overhead controls button, which you can now control all the panning of the cymbals and hats and everything, and also tune them. Now, for the life of me, I couldn't find that in the Fairview kit, but now you can actually tune all your cymbals. So if your hats are just a little bit, high pitched for you, you can just tune them down a little bit. I wouldn't go overboard with this because they do start to sound a bit digital. It's not just RS Drums doing that. I find fake tuning of any drums in a program, if you use it too much, it starts to sound, you can hear the digital samples. But that's really great, because sometimes I don't like really high pitched cymbals. Some drum programs give you like 16-inch cymbals and 17-inch cymbals. I like nice fat ones like 19s and 20s. So you can just pan them down, tune them down a little bit, just so they're sitting more comfortable to your ears for your mix. The reverb controls on the submixer page, these were originally in the Fairview kit on the submixer page, but the reverb sends were on the main mixer page in the Fairview kit. In this one, the reverb sends are on the submixer page right next to the reverb controls, which I think makes perfect sense. I'm glad they did this because you put some reverb in and then you've got to go back to the main mixer page to send it and that, but here you can do it right where the reverb controls are. So another great feature, great improvement on the Fairview kit there. The UI definitely looks better. I'm a sucker for a good looking program. I did say in my Fairview kit that I love the UI. It was very simple to use, very easy to see things. And with the Monarch kit, they've just improved things ever so slightly. It looks a lot cleaner, a lot more professional, a lot more sort of high class, So definitely a great improvement there as well. The only downside, and I brought this up with the Fairview kit, is the size of the plugin. Now, the Fairview kit was 11 gig, which as far as most drum plugins go, that's quite on the large size, sorry. This is 46 gigabytes. And if you have a 1 terabyte hard drive, that's 5% of your whole install. That's 5% of your whole hard drive, and that's a huge chunk. Now, when I did mention it in my last video, the guys from RS Drums did contact me again and said for their next plugins, they are working on the size to bring it down as low as they can, because they do know that's a problem and the way they make their plugin. They did mention that that's a big thing that they want to concentrate on for their next plugins. And like I said, being that Fairview is 11 gig and this is 46 gigabytes on your hard drive, if you have a problem with space, then you are not going to get away with this one. And it's a shame, because this plugin is phenomenal. This will easily make it into my top 10 drum plugins next year for sure, because I'm going to try and put out another top 10 drum plugin soon. And these definitely knock a few off. I hate to say it, but I think Easy Drummer's definitely going further down the list, and a few of the older ones. You know, I love Perfect Drums, but that's starting to show its age a little bit now. But this, like, just the control you get, everything, just great the way it's done. I really like it. And I want to really thank RS Drums for like sending these to me and introducing me to their product, because the sound in this is just fantastic. I've got to sit and I've got to really work on that snare sound a little bit better. I think sometimes, especially for me, like, you've got so many options, but sometimes more options are not good options, especially for me. But like I said, I really don't think this is an RS Drums thing. I think it's personally a me thing. Not every drum plugin I buy is going to fit perfectly in my mixes, or, you know, the sound's just not going to be exactly what I'm looking for. But this is still a phenomenal plugin. I will, of course, take you over to my computer, run through some presets and that, and show you guys some of the features of the program. I think, just like me, you guys will be impressed, because it really is great. And I'm damn excited, as I said in the Fairview kit, to see what RS Drums comes out with next, because it's the first time in a long time that I've been actually excited about a company coming out with new drum plugins. So it's really good to see. So now what we're going to do, as usual, is listen to a song that I did for the Monarch kit from RS Drums. I'd just like to say thank you to them guys again. Just the back and forth and the you know, sending the program to me, being such a small YouTube channel, is really exciting to me to actually get to work with such a great company. So as always, guys, please like and subscribe, and enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys. Oh, one last thing before I go. Happy New Year, guys. Be safe out there. We'll see you in 2025. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at my computer in Reaper again, checking out Drums Monarch Kit. Okay, so as I probably mentioned in my video, I think I did let me spit that out again. I think I did actually prefer the Fairview kit only for the snares. I think this one sounds really like the kick and the toms and the cymbals I love in this, but I think the snares in the Fairview kit, I actually like how they were done a little bit better. Well, cockhead across the road just started his boat. Always happens. So if you can hear an annoying rumbling in the background, that's what it is. All right, so where was I? So the Fairview kit, okay. The Monarch kit, sorry. A few improvements they made from the Fairview. One was overhead controls. I really like this. You can pan where all the cymbals are and that in here, and then tune them all if you want. If you want to, you got a crash that's just a little too high pitched for your liking, lower it a little bit. I really like that. I couldn't, for the life of me, find any tuning of the cymbals or anything in the Fairview kit, so clearly an improvement there. I really like that. For the overhead close room far mics and everything, they have now a spread, so you can obviously spread them out further, make them more sort of stereo, which is again really good. In the sub mixer, so you had all these controls for the reverb sends were originally on the main mixer page up here, which was kind of annoying because you had to keep going backwards and forwards between them. I really like how they've put the reverb here and the sends here. So I think that's really good. I did struggle a little bit getting this snare to sit in my mix. As you can see, I've got the reverb send all the way up. It's not that pronounced. A lot of the like the room sound is coming still from the far room mic, but if I brought it down too much, for some reason the snare seemed really dry in my mix. Sometimes it was too reverby in my mix. That's the only thing. I found it really challenging to get the snare to sit really good in the mix of my song. Whereas the Fairview kit, like within 10 minutes, I was already getting a good mix I was really happy with. But this I really struggled with. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just maybe the snares aren't working for me on this kit or something, but I really struggled with them. But the toms especially, I think the toms definitely sound better in this than the Fairview kit. The kick definitely sounds better, it just sounds more meaty, more punchy. The cymbals I like better in this. I don't know if they're the same cymbals, but they definitely sound just more quality. The only thing is too, like I would have mentioned in my video, the size of this library is around 45 to 46 gig, which, if you've got a terabyte hard drive, that's 5% of your hard drive. So, you're looking at, I hope I got my maths right then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But, that's a big chunk of your hard drive. I did get a message from RS Drums on my old video because I said that one was quite large at 11 gig and this one is 46 gig. And they actually messaged me back, so that was really good. There's not much else that has changed. I think the UI definitely looks a lot better. Let's just have a quick listen to the kit. So, I mean, it sounds amazing. I love the sound of the hats. There's a section here. I really love the sound of the hats. I think generally the kit sounds fucking amazing. Like, it's just the snare. I just was really struggling for some reason with any of the snares. You've got a whole bunch of options here. I did like the, I think it was this one here. Oh, that's just got some real nice depth to it. I really like that one. That one sounded really good. I definitely want to play with this a bit more, but I wanted to get the video out before the end of the year. So there was another thing that I didn't mention in the last video. This is in the Fairview kit too. If you go here to the snare mic controls, so you have snare two mics on the top and one on the bottom, but you also have a snare sample, which if you click on this little button up here, you can see all the snare, like the one-shot snare samples that you can blend with the actual snare you're using. So, I mean, I found that really good. If you solo this, so you can actually blend I don't know if that's why I had so much trouble with the snare situation. Maybe sometimes too many options is too much. I don't know. I definitely want to sit with this even longer because I really like this plugin. This is a fucking great plugin and the sound quality is phenomenal. I really like it. Like the toms especially, like just enough ring to be solid but not too much. Awesome range of cymbals. And a bell. Not many drum kits have bells anymore. Thank you guys, that's so good. So, I'll just run through a few factory presets. This is what I mean, but like, so this is the default preset that comes, and you'll see what I mean by the snares almost seem a little too roomy, but if you back the roominess off and the reverb off, they sound too flat in the mix. I don't know, but see how that makes it feel like the I don't know. I can't explain what I'm trying to say. It's just to my ears, and that's how I always work. Is just to my ears. I'm a bedroom artist. I learn everything by what I hear. So for some reason the kits sound really roomy, and when you take all the room away, then they just sound too dead and not alive. And it's I guess it's a fine balance between things, but so you have that one, default metal. See, that's one without like so much room, but it sounds kind of flat now. Like I don't know. And I know you can route out and do your own stuff, but I'm just talking about in the actual plugin here because that's what I'm showing you guys. That one sounds a bit better. I didn't mind that one. I think this is the one I based mine on, but I changed the snare. I think I changed the snare to maybe the Ludwig brass medium, I think. Yeah. So that one sounds great. Like on its own, the kit sounds phenomenal. I love it. I love like how that sounds right there. But for me, I had a hard time getting it to sit in my mix. I mean, that could be a me problem. Could be the tones I used on the guitars, could be whatever, you know. It's just, it sounds insanely phenomenal. I really love it. And I'm not just saying that because they gave it to me to review. Like, you can hear it yourself if you've got headphones on especially. But see that hi-hat, I had to change a few things. That hi-hat is way too roomy. Way too roomy. It was like I was losing it in my mix. So I think I went to the bleed here and I pulled the hi-hat right down in the far room mic, and that made it just that little change. This is what I mean. I want to sit with it for a bit like longer, because I think this is one of those kits that if you work at it, you're going to get rewarded. So, but if straight away, if I pull that, like the far room mic down on just the hi-hat, this is the good level of control that you have, so that just tightened that hi-hat up really nice, and it didn't feel like it was sitting across the room from you, you know? Definitely fantastic. Definitely fantastic. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the plug-in. I could show you more. See, again, a little bit too much ambience. That one sounds really good. A lot of ring in that snare. Actually sounds really good. So don't take any of my negativeness as it's not a good plugin, because it is fantastic. I love what they've done with the UI. It is almost exactly the same. They've done a few small things that have definitely improved it. And the look of the UI, they've definitely polished that up. Like I said, moved a few things around, made the workflow a lot easier. Everything, like, you've still got all the, you know, you can put saturation in, you can put compressions in, you can do all that stuff within the plugin, which is great. And it comes with a great range of MIDI grooves again. Look how many MIDI grooves you get here, which is fantastic. Each one you click on, you know, you've got tom grooves, you've got 7 variations of tom grooves, you know, a whole bunch of MIDI grooves to get you started, which is fantastic. I just struggled, I don't know, a little bit with getting it to sit in my mix, but as I said, I think that's more a me problem than an RS Drums problem. They're not going to bring out everything that suits my style, but this is still fucking amazing. Like, it sounds so good. The toms and the kicks are just phenomenal. The cymbals are phenomenal. I've just got to work with the snares a little bit, or I could potentially load up in the same instance the Fairview kit and put the Fairview snares with it. If that suits my style a little bit better, I could easily do that, which is great. But the kit, I think it's definitely worth a recommendation. This and the Fairview kit will definitely be in my next top 10 list, no doubt about it. The control and the sound and everything is just top notch. So well done, RS Drums. I can't wait to see what he's come up with next. Really can't. actually I'm quite excited about it. Probably the first time I've been excited about drum programs in a long time. So well done, kicking ass. That's it from me, guys. As always, please like and subscribe and enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys.